Okay, so in past videos I talked about the solar boat, the soul lore or lore, myth and lore boat versus the true solar boat, okay, the spirit. Medusa made you so, okay, made you see, etc. So now let's talk about how the boot connects to the boat, the boar, the boa, and then we'll talk about vampires, okay? We'll talk about replace and repent. Okay, to vamp also means to shrink, and they made it a pain in the ass to find that. If I find it, I'll put it at the end of the video. I found a lot of other definitions that are relevant, okay? To prey on someone. A female who lives by seduction. Okay, this is very obvious that this is what they're doing with their rape cults. We look at the Bible wordplay itself, right? You have Ham, Shem, and Japheth, right? You have the H on one side of the A and the M on the other side. Shem, right? The shame. Okay, and Japheth, right? Jah, Yah, or La, really. Fit, fight, feet, put, pot, and pit. Okay, so they're talking about these guys are in the shape of the bull horns, the crescent moon. Okay, you see the Viking example, you see the kind of Roman example, you see the Syrian and Babylonian example, this kind of low mass to the ground. You know, in popular culture, the Vikings are made to be tall, but I've read literature that says that their average height was more like 5'8" or something like that. They weren't that tall. They were, you know, thick. Over time, they became tall, breeding with other races, you know, other groups of people. All right, so we look at Odin and Poseidon. Poseidon, remove the switch the last I and the O. It gets Pose Odin. And I'll put it at the end with a picture comparison of what their characteristics are, and you'll see that there's no way this is a coincidence, much less the depiction. And Leonardo himself is depicted in this kind of Santa Claus sort of way. Santa Claus, right? Satan, Claus, Santa Teresa in San Jose area, right? Santa Cruz, Santa Clara County, right? It's a play on word for Satan. Okay. Satan clear A, right? Satan C, lure A. Right, and they've been trying to trap me and hustle me and con me more than other people my whole life because my dad is a brain surgeon. They're eugenicists. All these are, you know, think of magicians and magic spells as scribe-like Imhotep bitches that have been hired to make certain royal families seem superior. Har, where, air, war. Okay, so they keep the other ones alive just so they can brag and pretend that they're superior when they hire these people to drug them and hire groups of thugs to rob them and abuse them and give them a hard time so that they can feel superior. It's sort of like corporate sabotage or something, except for with an emphasis on royal families and, you know, sort of groups of sages, right? You know, sage backwards is egas, incidentally. The Narmer palette, okay? You basically have this guy who's obviously superior naturally to the guy he's conquering. I mean, you look at the Narmer palette, you're like, these two guys don't compare, you know. You know them by their works, who resembles who, okay, and why, okay, and it goes back to RNA gene expression. This is why they have trouble being coordinated, right? It's the leopard, you know, Horus, son of Ra, the leopard form, not Imhotep, who's said to be a priest of Re, okay, goes back to Atum with the titties flapping in the wind, okay. Imhotep has this sort of look, and I'll put a picture at the end of that as well. Imhotep resembles this version of Ptah, resembles a version of Amen, right? There's different versions, and this kind of dominant, kind of wizard, kind of shorter, kind of sort of Ethiopian, Asiatic, sort of Semitic kind of mixed sort of look. You know, it's the sandal bearer, it's this version of Ptah, it's this version of Amen, it's this version of Atum, okay? And, you know, it's very, when you see this kind of version, and oh yeah, the baby horse, remember, Amun and Mut had a child, Khonsu, who then merged with the Horus through the magician stuff, and you got Khan's Hor. Now, all these guys basically are living the Set kind of lifestyle, okay? But it gets confusing because the factions of Set fight against each other. The whole world at this point is like different factions of Set, the storm god, confusion, chaos. They don't tell the truth about who they are, where they're from, what their true identity is, and most of them, their governing classes at least, and their kind of scribe classes, know who they are. So they live with lies, chaos. They don't connect it back to Egypt and say we all got together and cheated Narmer in the first dynasty. They reinvent themselves as racial groups and spin this and spin that, and their stories happen to be compatible with each other's set lies, but they do not touch on the truth. Okay, it goes back to Luciferianism. Lose I for ear, I, an, or N for meaning Sumerian for Lord, Enki. Okay, and this goes back to 5000 BC or so. Yeah, this kind of Luciferian stuff on record, okay, as a civilizing force, right? Mischief as a civilizing force. You know, the organized control of sex cults, building, right? Imhotep is said to be the architect of, I believe, the Great Pyramid, or the Khufu. It's going to be Zoser, okay? And he's holding a trowel-like object, okay? So, of course, you have, you know, the wordplay also reflects their plan for a group of people, like Ares call center, okay? A goal, Ari, right? A lig, right? Religion, ligari, okay? To join, A join, ear, I. A join, A ra, okay? So that goal becomes lig. A gay, lure, E. Okay. I real, you gay. So they wanted me to be gay, right? Aguilari, right? Going backwards. I real, I, R-E-L, phonetics applied, real. Okay, you, and then G-A, gay. Okay, backwards. Okay, only phonetics need to be applied and syllables broken up differently. Okay, it's right there, what they want. They want this guy to be gay, but you are the real A, but we want you to be gay, because they've taken this bull, the bull horns, the crescent moon, this kind of bull vampire perspective. Now listen carefully. This is where the vampire comes in. What are vampires? They're pale white. They seduce people. They suck their blood. And in the occult, you drink blood and you eat flesh and so on and so forth, like mass and communion. Eating the bread and drinking the wine, the blood and the body of Jesus. Okay, to become one with them. So they're trying to literally, symbolically, literally, and otherwise, drink my blood. Okay, and when I was in the hospital, they took all kinds of blood. They probably drank my blood literally so they can play me, they can pretend they're me. That goes back to Osiris and the resurrections. This bullshit, Set, evil, fake-ass idea of Set's followers impregnating the women who represent Isis, the women they've stolen. Okay, and then magically by drinking my blood or something, or having their kids drink my blood, or whatever the fuck bitch shit, kind of magic card, Imhotep type of pussy, coward ass, Harry Potter, Willow Oscar type of bitch shit, just cowardly, sniveling beta pussy shit. They do, okay, they pretend that they are the new pharaoh. Utter snake, fucking with blood on his fangs type of bitch shit. Just pussy. Just fucking pussy. There's classless trash that thinks money makes you important, that thinks getting a bunch of survivors to fucking kiss your ass makes you a king or something. Just pussies. That's like you find the biggest pussies in the world. You screen out everyone in the world for thousands and thousands of years till nothing but bitch remains. Okay, and one guy with heart. And then you get all the bitches to kiss your ass, and magically you're important and you won. It's fucking stupid. That's dumb, 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 dumb. They are dumb-dumbs, folks. They are dumb-dumbs. It also goes back to the spin X. Okay, the clashing of the swords. I've gone on this before. The two wooden swords, Tatim, clashing. Of course, the Tatim is the pictures that they have shown you, just like the Amenemhat is a bunch of followers of Set and Amen. These aren't true martial artists. These people deal in witchcraft, and they happen to fight a little bit. It's kind of like the soldiers in Rome. Okay, these guys aren't martial artists. They deal in alchemy and witchcraft. They gave them the steel. Steel, a play on words for steel, right? The helmet, the hell, mut, the night, the dark, and so on and so forth. Okay, these guys aren't true martial artists. They are, soldiers that deal in witchcraft, which goes back to the boot, right? Boa. With a T, the feminine suffix, like boat, boa, with a T, the feminine suffix, right? Long ago, they would try to bring the warfare to the boat because water from the Nile and the Mediterranean would splash onto the boat, and they would be able to have more set stances, right? Slippery, slip, airy, slip, a-ra, haru, without the H, a-ra, okay? To get them to slip so they can grapple them and choke them out like a snake. A snake constricts, it wraps around the leopard, okay? So there's snakes on boats, B-O-A, the boa, the python, right? Snakes, the boa with the R, okay? Anyway, so you have the Jesus image. This is a Sumerian image. The Sumerians were like this tall Sumerian guys, and there was this short kind of Witten Gamut sort of, they're short kind of Harry Potter magicians, You know, this sort of Ethiopian mixed with kind of Indo-European look or whatever it is. Okay, and they basically poisoned and did all kinds of underhanded stuff. That goes back to the Narmer Pound. He was mad at them splitting up the mates. On the back is the two lepers with the elongated necks being separated. He was mad at the gassing, right? He has the falcon opening his mouth, okay? And he's forcing him to look at Bat. He was mad at how they were interfering with the reproductive cycle. They were splitting the mates apart, okay? And they weren't allowing him to impregnate a woman who in a pregnant form is Bat or Hathor. This is a bigger lady, okay? So he was mad at this, and he was mad at them fuming, and they still fume me to this day. And obviously, my view is pure masculine, pure yellow, and so on and so forth. All right. So Jesus' image, Hades, Serapis, okay, and men can also be compared to Hades because he was the mining, the riches underneath the earth, Pluto, the rich, okay, the riches beneath the earth, the diamonds, the gold, all these pathetic things that shallow-ass women pretend gives them so, you know, legit social status. All right. So we look at repent, right? So replace versus repent. Replace, rape, lass. Replace, right? For next, rape, lass. When you replace Pharaoh, you may as well be forcing everyone into bed after that because you don't deserve their admiration. You don't deserve whatever attractive females are left. You don't deserve it. You've cheated this person. You've killed him and said, marry me now like a bitch. Like a fucking bitch. Just like one. Okay? Think about it. Repent. Parent. Rape on. Reap in. Pair on. Pour in spirit. You have to repent for making on poor financially, for being poor in spirit. And the only way you can repent is to allow this guy to be Pharaoh, to control the reproductive, give him his rightful place. That's what Pharaoh does. He controls the reproductive cycle. Okay, pair on is raw is called center Heliopolis. So replace versus repent. And both these word plays include the word rape, and they also include the word pair lass, rape lass. You're trying to replace this guy so you can control who's dating who, the picking order, the pecking order, the pack, the wolf pack, wolf pack. Wolf backwards is flow. So couple, C-O up L, okay? They want you, you know, it goes back to all the love words, fall in love, captivated, right? Love struck, all these things have to do with, you know, beating up women and tricking them and bullying people and magic spells and so on and so forth, okay? She put you under spell, right? She put a spell on you or whatever, okay? Couple, right? C-O, the reproductive cycle, the winged sun disk of Ra, up as L. Right, you're pretending that you have true love, which is God is love, which is Ra, this intense kind of spirit of truth and focus in reality with no ill-gotten gains. But they're pretending that, and they pretend that they see it that way, but they're ill. Right, vampire to shrink. I went over that. Okay, the pale skin. You see a lot of these occultists, these Satanists. Why extra white makeup? You know, certainly to some degree it is racist. Absolutely, to some degree it is racist. These are the guys who fixate on that concept more than anyone. Hell, I'm mixed, okay? But it also is this pale moon kind of idea, okay? This moon temple. It goes back to the Indo-Europeans. They weren't these kind of brown-skinned sort of Egyptian people. These were the people around. There was these kind of Babylonians with whiter skin. And you have these Indo-Europeans with whiter skin, these groups around, Berbers and Libyans and so on and so forth, okay? And Set himself is said to have red hair and white skin, red symbolizing the principles of evil. All right, so people fanatically want to live. So what does it take to save, right? Save, right there, remove the S, Av, A-Vi. Vi for what? The heart, right? You kill a vampire, you pierce their heart with a stake, right? What's at stake? The wood, Tatib, the tree of life, the magic wand. You got to get rid of the magic card, bitch, and pierce them with a stake. Of course, they'll do this magic card. Van Helsing, right? Helsing, right? Missing, magic eyes, N-G, sing, C and G, or, you know, I got to put the pictures at the end now, so you see what I'm saying.